Gather round because I got some important news to share about one of the true titans of R&B, the one and only Mr. Freddie Jackson. Now, I know a lot of you youngins out there might not be too familiar with this brother's work, but let me tell you, the man is straight up royalty in the world of smooth, sensual love songs. Born and raised in the heart of Harlem, New York, Freddie was practically destined for musical greatness from the jump. Growing up, he was surrounded by the rich cultural fabric of his neighborhood, the gospel choirs.
Yeah, I started off singing in the church, soloist every single Sunday. I got him paid on Sunday.
Right.
Freddie Jackson go sing, you know?
In the church, I sang every Sunday. Reverend Gardner was the pastor's name, and he had me to sing a song every single Sunday. Plus, I was good for business, too.
The block parties, the endless supply of musical mentors just waiting to nurture young talent. And let me tell you, this brother had talent for days. Even as a young'un, Freddie's vocal abilities were turning heads all over Harlem. That warm, velvety tone, those smooth runs, that effortless control. It was like the man was born to sing.
Boy, I came out of the womb singing.
So it's no surprise that by his late teens, Freddie had already landed himself a gig as a background vocalist for the legendary Melba Moore.
I wanna hold you in my arms forever.
I went and found a club to perform in, and ironically, the club's name is Freddie's. It was on the east side of New York City, and I had just seen a good friend of mine who's in a big show called Sophisticated Ladies. Priscilla Baskerville is her name, and I went to the club to see her, and so I went back to the club to say, I'm a singer, I like to do a showcase, and so they gave me 2 dates, and I invited Miss Melba Moore to come and hear me sing, and she just started her production company. She went crazy, and after that, I signed a production deal with Hush Productions, Melba's company, and they searched out a deal for me, and that was with Capitol Records, and that's how this, that's how it started.
He was paying his dues, honing his craft, and getting himself primed for the big time. But Freddie's moment to shine as a solo star didn't come until 1985, when he dropped his debut album, Rock Me Tonight.
Rock me tonight.
Y'all, when that title track hit the airwaves, it was like somebody had dropped a bomb of pure romance right in the middle of the R&B landscape. That song shot straight to #1 on the R&B charts and stayed there for 6 whole weeks.
That was the first #1 hit.
Stayed #1 for 24 weeks, and You and My Lady stayed #1 for 26 weeks.
The ladies were losing their minds, tying up the phone lines trying to request it around the clock. And you know what? That was just the beginning. Over the next few years, Freddie Jackson proceeded to unleash a string of R&B smashes that cemented his status as one of the greatest love song singers of all time. You Are My Lady.
You are my lady.
Tasty Love, Do Me Again.
Do me again.
Hit after undeniable hit. By the early 90s, the man had racked up an astounding 11 #1 R&B singles. 11! That's the kind of track record that demands respect. But Freddie's impact wasn't just about the numbers. It was about the pure, unadulterated emotion he poured into every single performance. This brother had a God-given ability to make you feel the love. You know what I'm saying? Whether he was serenading you with a tender ballad or bringing the heat on an up-tempo jam, Freddie always managed to strike that perfect balance of passion and finesse. And let's talk about that voice for a minute, y'all. Silky smooth, velvety rich, and dripping with soul. Freddie Jackson's vocals were the stuff of legend. I'm talking about a vocal instrument so finely tuned, so naturally gifted, that it could make the hardest of hearts go soft. You put that man in front of a microphone, and suddenly, the world transforms into one big candlelit love scene.
But it was important for me, Tom, with this album. It's called Love Signals, which I think you're going to love the CD because this goes into another part of Freddie. Of course, I got the kissing and the hugging and the squeezing and come over here and give me some tasty love kind of stuff on it. I've got to direct you into the bedroom.
It's no wonder the ladies couldn't get enough. But Freddie's impact extended far beyond just his chart success and vocal prowess. This brother was a true pioneer, a trailblazer who helped define the sound of quiet storm R&B in the 80s and 90s. When you think of that perfect blend of romance, sensuality, and sophisticated production, Freddie Jackson's name has to be right at the top of the list.
That's right. I like to keep people together. I'm a romantic. I dislike romance. That's why I continue to sing love songs.
Matter of fact, his influence can still be felt in today's crop of R&B stars. Folks like Tank, Joe, and even newer cats like Chris Brown, they all cite Freddie as a major inspiration. Artists been busy sampling his music here and there.
And talk to me a little bit about, as we live in this sample culture, I mean, your music is still prevailing, whether new rap artists are sampling your music.
Oh, they are sampling that thing all the time. My God.
Everywhere.
Have you ever loved somebody? Love is just a touch away. They're sampling Freddie Jackson for days. That means I must have done something good because it's still working today. What's old is new, like me in a way. I have to laugh this thing off, but it just shows me that I'm still in this game. Even if I'm not singing it, they're grabbing pieces of me. As a matter of fact, Snoop Dogg just sampled his first single, a song that I wrote, "Love Is Just a Touch Away," and he put me in the video. And Snoop Dogg put me in his life in this video, which means that Freddie Jackson is still doing what he got to do. I'm being heard one way or the other.
He showed them how to do it right, how to make music that speaks directly to the heart and the bedroom. That's the kind of legacy that just doesn't fade.
You're all I'm living for.
And you know what? As great as Freddie was in the studio, he was equally as captivating on that stage. I'm talking about a performer who knew how to work a crowd, how to make every lady in the room feel like they were the only one he had eyes for. He'd come out there in his slick suit, that warm smile lighting up the room, and suddenly every woman in a 50-mile radius would be fanning themselves trying to catch their breath. The man was just that kind of magnetic, and you better believe Freddie used that charm to his full advantage, if you catch my drift. By all accounts, he was quite the ladies' man back in the day, always keeping the rumor mill churning with whispers of romantic entanglements and backstage antics. But hey, what can I say? When you're an R&B superstar with a voice like melted chocolate, the women are gonna come calling. Of course, with that level of success and notoriety also came its fair share of drama. One of the juicier rumors was this alleged feud between Freddie and his fellow R&B icon, Luther Vandross. Word on the street is they got into it backstage at the '92 Soul Train Music Awards, throwing major shade about who was the true king of romantic R&B. It even took their mutual friend Luther Ingram stepping in to play peacemaker before things escalated. But true kings know how to bury the hatchet. Despite the rumored drama, Freddie and Luther eventually put aside their differences and even collaborated on some projects. At the end of the day, they respected each other's artistry too much to let petty rivalries get in the way.
Everybody needs a friend to play with, right? Everybody needs somebody to keep you on top of the game. I'm in a hotel. I just gotten a nomination, 2 nominations for a Grammy, and I knock on my door, and I open up the door, and who stands there? Luther. Mr. Luther Vandross, and I'm like, oh! He's like, close your mouth, right? And so he says, I just wanted to wish you well, and I want to just say, break a leg. I mean, both of them. And so that's how I met him. So we used to have a good time.
Good.
Playing with each other. We used to like stage fights at parties, and he said, like, meet me in the back of the house so we can see. So I miss him dearly.
Yes.
I miss Luther dearly because I feel like I don't have nobody to play with no more.
That's the mark of true legends. if you ask me. Remember that messy divorce Freddie went through with his first wife, Sheila? Ooh, chilly. That was a whole situation. Apparently, she cleaned him out in that settlement, took half his royalties, his favorite car, even that fancy diamond pinky ring he was so proud of. Poor Freddie was absolutely devastated. It took him nearly 2 years to even set foot in a recording studio again. But you know what they say, when life gives you lemons, you gotta make that lemonade. And that's exactly what Freddie did. He eventually found love again with his current wife, Alicia, and seemed to have finally found that sense of peace and stability that had eluded him for so long. And you better believe he poured all of that renewed passion and joy right back into his music. In fact, even as Freddie entered his 60s, he was still doing his thing in the music industry. His 2012 album, For You,
It's so hard to leave with this angel laying next to me.
showed he still had that signature smooth style. And in 2016, he blessed us with Love Signals.
Over the world.
New single out is called One Night. That's going to radio in May, but my album is going to the world in June, and the album is called Love Signals. I'm sending love signals all across the world. The world needs a little love. It's a message song.
Reminding everyone that his vocal gifts were still as sharp as ever. The man proved he could still deliver that classic R&B sound that made him famous in the first place. Real talk, while some artists from his era tried to chase trends or switch up their style to fit in with the younger crowd, Freddie stayed true to his lane. He knew what his fans wanted and kept giving them that pure, uncut R&B love that made him a legend in the first place. That's what you call knowing your brand and sticking to it. But just when it seemed like Freddie was cruising comfortably into the elder statesman phase of his career, he recently delivered some news that had the entire R&B community shook. In a statement released earlier this month, the 67-year-old icon revealed that he's been battling some serious liver issues that require his immediate attention.
Hey everyone, it's Freddie Jackson, and I hope you all are doing well today. I wanted to share something deeply personal with you. After a lot of thought and reflection, I've come to a point where I feel I'm ready to talk about a recent chapter in my life. I have been diagnosed with kidney disease.
Now, I know what y'all are thinking. How in the world did a smooth operator like Freddie Jackson end up with liver problems? Well, the answer is probably pretty simple. Decades of an unhealthy rock star lifestyle finally caught up with him. Between all the late nights, the rich foods, the occasional drink or two, the man's body has clearly been through the ringer.
I was eating everything on Sunday.
Well, you curtailed your diet tremendously.
Well, I lost 107 pounds. I'm now a model.
You look,
and,
yeah, I guess so.
I'm very GQ.
I
Well,
commend you for that, man.
You know why? Because I couldn't do anything about getting older. We're going to get older by the grace of God. But I took control of the weight situation. And I went through a little point in my life when I'm like, uh-oh, this is not right. So I started going to the doctor regularly and changed my cholesterol, my eating habits. People think, oh, God, is he dying? Is he sick? No, I just decided to do something good with my life. I grabbed the bull by the horn. I feel good.
Even as he faces down this latest health challenge, the man is keeping his chin up and vowing to bounce back stronger than ever. Through it all, he's managed to keep that creative fire burning bright, delivering one silky smooth classic after another.
And also, I have a brand new album coming out, and it's dedicated to my mom, and it's on Mother's Day.
Okay.
I wrote the album, and the first single is called My First Love. I'm dedicating it. This is my Mother's Day gift to heaven.
In fact, when you really look at Freddie Jackson's life and legacy, the thing that stands out most is his unwavering dedication to his craft.
Without faith, I know that I would not have had the longevity that I have so far. And I've been doing this now 41, almost 42 years. And you know, people come and they go, and I'm still here through the ups and the downs, no matter how big or how low people may think it is. But I'm blessed because I've seen, and I'm still about to see, even the greater works of God work for me. And so I'm just grateful that I'm able to still be doing what I do. And the only way that I can do this is to continue to let my faith look up to God and to thank Him for where I am right now in my life. Without the faith, without the hope, then I could not do this.
Even at the height of his fame and success, he never lost sight of what was truly important, making timeless, from the heart R&B music that spoke to people's deepest emotions. That's the kind of discipline and artistic integrity that commands respect. And let's talk about the numbers for a minute, y'all. By all accounts, Freddie's net worth is estimated to be around $3 million now. That may not be Diddy or Jay-Z money, but for a guy who came up in Harlem and dedicated his life to perfecting the art of the love song, that's pretty darn impressive if you ask me. But when it's all said and done, Freddie Jackson's true legacy won't be measured in dollars and cents. No, this brother will be remembered as one of the greatest R&B vocalists of his generation, a silky smooth master of romance who managed to leave an indelible mark on the genre.
Don't turn your back on me. Don't you fall asleep.
Even today, you can hear his influence in the work of artists who grew up idolizing his timeless sound. So as Freddie takes a step back to focus on his health, let's all take a moment to reflect on just how special this brother is. So let's all send him our thoughts and prayers, y'all. The Quiet Storm King needs our support now more than ever. But mark my words, he ain't going nowhere. Freddie Jackson's legacy is built to last.